This is the first schedule, which is quantity schedule. Then the next question is how to calculate equivalent unit. For the calculation of equivalent unit, we prepare equivalent unit schedule. For the equivalent unit schedule, we need some additional information, which is the stage of completion of the inventories, because inventory means incomplete units. So incomplete units have some certain completion stages. If beginning inventory might have some completion stage and ending inventory might have some completion stage. When this is the scenario, what is the completion stage, that information would also be given in our production report. Production report will mention the stages of completion of opening inventory and ending inventory. Likewise, here we have the information of case by case information of the beginning inventory and closing inventory on the stages of completion. We will having a discussion on this, and we will be using these figures in the calculation of our equivalent units. So for a general perspective, we have assumed that these cases are for first department, because this is the first department. And how we will prepare this schedule for the first department with second assumption is with opening inventories, because we have opening inventory, it means this is of the second period. Mean first period was January and the second period was February, and this report is being prepared, or this schedule is being prepared for the month of February or the second period. When we have a second period, we may have opening inventories, and when we have opening inventories, we have to apply the costing method. And here we have assumed that we will be using weighted average costing method, because in our previous discussions we have discussed about the weighted average costing method for the calculation of equivalent units. And we have used weighted average method for the calculation of equivalent unit. We have detailed discussion on that in our previous lectures, and I have already shared all those videos with you people. You can consult those videos for understanding the basic concepts of equivalent units and the calculation of weighted average method of calculation for the equivalent units under weighted average method. And definitely we will be having discussions on other method, that is first in first out method. And by using the first in first out method, we will be doing our calculating equivalent units calculations. Here we have I have combined both of the schedules in one table, that is called quantity schedule and equivalent units calculations. So I have two segments of this table. Number one is quantity schedule, and number two is you must say equivalent units calculation. So this is the format which will be used for the calculation and for preparing the cost of production report in process costing. We will be using this format for our calculations of these two things. Number one, quantity schedule. I have already explained the quantity schedule, and I have repeated these headings in this table. So this is description, units, beginning work in process, received, added this period, completed and transferred out, completed in still hand, ending work in process inventory. So all these are the headings which have been used on the above table. I have repeated this. Then the second one is equivalent units um, uh, uh, calculations. For the calculation of equivalent units, and if this is the first department, we will see what cost elements is given or what cost are added in the department. If it is so that material, labor, overheads, then we will make three columns. And because I have mentioned only two cost elements, that is material and conversion, so I have mentioned two columns, that is materials and conversion. So I will calculate equivalent units for both of them, materials and conversion. So for the calculation of equivalent units with respect to material, In this table, we will calculate equivalent units with respect to materials and equivalent units with respect to conversion. And if we have three cost elements, mean material, labor, and overheads, then we will calculate equivalent units with respect to materials, equivalent units with respect to labor, and equivalent units with respect to FOH. Because I have combined both of the cost elements, that is labor and factory overheads, and converted it into conversion cost. So this is basically I am using only two columns. Another thing is, when we have to prepare only equivalent units data, I can use this format as well. Otherwise, I will prefer you to do these calculation simultaneously at the same time in one table. So you prepare both of the schedules in one table, which I have used that, or and and do your workings accordingly according to this table and in this format. Okay, then what is the logic behind the calculation of equivalent units? If we have completed units, mean what is the situation of the units with respect to material and conversion regarding equivalent full units? The problem of equivalent unit is only with the inventories. And when we treat inventories, we have two methods of treating inventories. Number one, when we have opening inventory, we have two methods of treating opening inventory. Number one is weighted average method, and number two is you must say first in first out method. When we using weighted average method, we will not segregate the opening inventory and this period units separately. We will combine all those units, and here we have combined units of 10,000 and 4,500 that are 14,500, and these are inclusive of 2,500 units. 2,500 units are including in these units. So when we have completed units, you have to just repeat those units in every cost element, because this means that we have applied all materials on these completed units. Mean completed units mean it is complete and it has consumed all materials, so they have used full materials, and with respect to materials they are 100% complete. So when we calculate equivalent units, so the formula for the calculation of equivalent unit is units multiplied by degree of completion. Here we have degree of completion of completed unit mean 100%. So 10,000 multiplied by 100%, we will get 10,000. And as respect to conversion, it means these units, these 10,000 units have been completed and have consumed all the labor costs and all factory overheads. So that's why they are 100% complete as respect to FOH and labor. And conversion cost is has been applied 100% to completed units. So simply you need to multiply 10,000 with 100% and we will get 10,000 units. Or simply you may write all these in front of all cost elements according to 10,000 units. Then these units are also completed units, and we will repeat all this logic on these units as well. And because they are also 100% with respect to material, and we will repeat 4,500, or 4,500 multiplied by 100%, that is 4,500, and that is also 4,500 multiplied by 100%. So that is basically fully completed unit. Now the question is, what about ending work in process? Ending work in process, the stage of completion has been given to us in our basic question data. The basic question data says that ending inventory is half completed. We haven't mentioned that half completed to material or half completed to conversion. It means when this is said half completed, it means in all respect these are half completed. They are 50% complete or halfly completed with respect to materials, and these are half completed with respect to conversion. So we will have this figure, and here we have beginning inventory. Because we are using weighted average method, and we do not segregate the beginning units from the completed units in our weighted average method, so we will ignore this figure, and this figure will not be used in calculation of equivalent units. Keep in your mind that this information might be given in your question for your distraction. Mean these information are extra information which cannot be used in our calculation of equivalent units when we are using a weighted average method. And if we are using first in first out method, then this information will be used in calculation of equivalent units, and we will be having discussion, and we will be having calculation on these, and we will learn this in when we will be discussing our first in first out method, and when we will be having calculations on of equivalent units on first in first out methods. So in this scenario, this is irrelevant, and we will ignore this, and we will use only this information for the calculation of uh, equivalent unit of ending inventory. It means in weighted average method, we have only one problem of ending work in process inventory. We don't have any problem of opening work in process inventory. So we need to focus on the equivalent units of ending work in process inventory, and ignore the beginning one work in process inventory. And if the information is given in our question, it is irrelevant to our calculations. So here, because this is half completed, and it has not been mentioned that half complete to what cost element, it means for the all cost elements it is half completed. So we will do this is equal to this multiply by 1 divided by 2, it means half completed. So same calculation will be repeated over here. This multiply by 1 divided by 2, it means multiply by 1 over 2, that is equal to 1500. When we sum up of all these figures, we will get equivalent units of materials, and when we'll sum up all these figures, we will get equivalent units of conversion. uh, you can look at that, because the same ratio has been given for every element, so the result is also the same. So we can have only one column of equivalent unit as well with respect to all cost elements, but I will prefer to calculate for every cost element, or for every cost category of equivalent units, and the error of chances will be minimized in your calculations, and in your you must say in your questions or in your solutions of your practical problems. So use different columns for every cost element, although it is same in calculations, but you need to make different columns for different calculation. This was the first case or the first scenario for the calculation of equivalent units and preparing the quantity schedule in process costing. And we have learned combining all these two schedules for a calculation of all these figures of equivalent units and preparing of quantity schedules.